Good evening all, I hope you are all doing great and welcome to the Insta Live session number 6, and today we will be discussing about biohacking. So biohacking, what is biohacking? I'll be letting you know once all the viewers join. Hi Kirti, hi Sneha, thank you for joining. Once all the viewers join, we'll be discussing about biohacking today, which is very important in order to maintain our health, may it be mental health or physical health also. So, and the special guest for today is Bains, exclusively from Central London, United Kingdom. Sudhi Bharadwaja, hi Sudhi, I hope you're doing great. Hi Kirti, hi Sneha. Thank you for joining live with us, and shortly we'll have Bains with us. Once he joins, we can definitely discuss about biohacking. So thank you all again for joining live with us, and just now we have started, so I may have to wait for one more minute in order to have more viewers. And also there was a request from many of the viewers in order to have the live in English. So all these days we had in Kannada, so we are having this live in English. Hello Umeshji, I hope you are doing great. Hi Nagaratna, I hope you are doing great. Swasti, I hope everything is well at your place. Suma has joined. Thank you Suma for joining. Thank you all the viewers for joining. We are just waiting for Bains, exclusively from London, that is United Kingdom. So once he joins, we'll go ahead with our discussion on biohacking. So this term may seem a little bit new to all of us, but it's a very well-known old science. Only the term is new, that is biohacking. And here biohacking is nothing but utilizing lots of resources, lots of sources, lots of technology in order to train the mind and body. So it's just like hacking your body and mind in order to have peak performance or improved performance. Sri Lakshmi has joined. Hi Sri Lakshmi, I hope you're doing great, and please stay live with us. Joe will be joining us very shortly. Since the time variation we have, so Bains has joined us, and I'll introduce Bains. Hi Usha, I hope you're doing great. So once Bains joins us, I'll be introducing him. Of course, he's seeing our video live now. Hi Dina Manju, I hope you're doing great. And we have Bains. So let's all welcome. Hi Sindhu, I hope you're doing great. Hi Joe, how are you? Good evening.
Hello, hi, I'm good. How are you doing? How's India doing?
Amazing. India is always doing amazing. And I hope the same with London also.
London is great. I mean, it's raining today, but other than that, it's really good. Yeah, we're enjoying the lockdown.
Great. You're enjoying the lockdown. Wow.
I am. I think it's the best thing in the world.
So let me introduce Joe. Joe is a biohacker, and I'll define what is biohacking. He's a famous stand-up comedian in Central London, United Kingdom, and also he is online juggling trainer, right? Juggling, right? All right. So I think we'll have live demo of juggling. Wow, that's great. That's great. Hi Sindhu, I hope you're doing great. Sindhu Raj, thank you for joining us today. And all right. So Joe has been into biohacking and a very famous stand-up comedian in London. I think we had met 2 years ago when I was touring London, Ayurveda tour of London. So that's great. Again, seeing you online on Insta, that is Insta Live. So I'll just begin this live with a small story wherein what is the importance of creating a positive atmosphere in and around us in order to have the success or the winning atmosphere. What should be the winning atmosphere? Joe, shall I go ahead? This is a story from Mahabharata, and of course my favorite coach Sonu has told this, and
It's definitely all the version, all the accent is also of Sonu itself. Sonu Sharma is a life coach in India. So he's a very famous life coach and network marketer in India. So what happens is, I'll go ahead with the story. What is the importance of creating a winning atmosphere? What happens in Mahabharata in one scene is like Abhimanyu, who is a son of Arjuna, gets killed by Kauravas, and lots of Kauravas surround him and kill him. So Arjuna and Lord Krishna would be at a different war field at that point of time, and Abhimanyu dies. Arjuna comes to know about this death of his son. He just consoles himself, telling that losing life or dying in a war field is a pride moment or a moment of pride. So that's all fine. But what bothers him a lot is one villain from Kaurava's side, whose name is Jayadratha. What Jayadratha does is, Jayadratha just kicks the dead Abhimanyu. That is, once Abhimanyu dies, he kicks the dead body of Abhimanyu, which upsets Arjuna a lot. So what Arjuna does is, once after coming from his war field, he just takes an oath that if by tomorrow evening's sunset, if I'm not going to kill Jayadratha, then I'll sacrifice myself by jumping into fire or Agni. So then Kauravas are very happy by this, because they just come to know that if we are able to save Jayadratha, or save Jayadratha from Arjuna's eyes and from Pandava's eyes for just one day, from morning till evening, from dawn till the dusk, then we are the winners, because Arjuna is gonna sacrifice his life by jumping into fire. So what happens is, because of the Dharma Yuddha, the Yuddha cannot be done, or the war cannot be done in the evenings. So next day morning, the war begins again. And the Pandavas, Arjuna, everyone tries to search Jayadratha, but Jayadratha is not at all visible. And day passes, time passes, and then it becomes, it is afternoon, and then slowly it's about to sunset. So at that point of time, what Arjuna does is, Arjuna accepts that I cannot do anything more. He just throws his bow and arrow and just sits down. At this point of time, all the Pandavas just see towards Lord Krishna and request him to do something. But what Lord Krishna tells is, I cannot bring Jayadratha in front, but what I can do is just see, I'll do something. And then what he does is, he just orders the clouds. He just orders the clouds to mask the sun. It's about to be almost the sunset happening, and then when the Lord Krishna orders that please mask the sun, the clouds mask the sun, and what Kauravas feel is, it's almost the end of the day, that is, the sunset has occurred. And what they do is, they just bring Jayadratha in front, and they all start laughing and scolding Arjuna. All the Pandavas just see towards Lord Krishna and ask, what did you do? Why did you mask the sun? Then just Lord Krishna tells very important point here. I'm just creating a winning atmosphere, is what he tells. The word is very important here, winning atmosphere. And once Arjuna Arjuna visualizes Jayadratha there, Lord Krishna orders the clouds to unmask again, and then here comes the sun. The sun is visible, and everyone is in shock. And Arjuna, with a shocking expression on his face, just turns towards Lord Krishna, and then Lord Krishna tells, what are you visualizing me? Just lift the bow and arrow, hit the target. And then Arjuna hits the target, and Jayadratha dies. So that's the importance of creating a winning atmosphere, which is very important in each and everybody's life. So if the atmosphere, if the environment is not of winning or towards the success, then I don't think, even if a person who is bound to be successful may not be successful, or may be unsuccessful. And if a person who is bound to be unsuccessful is in a team of successful persons, and then definitely he may be successful. So having said this story, let's go ahead with biohacking And I hope you liked the story, Joe, and you understood it.
Yes, that's it. I mean, it's basically creating a mastermind group.
Yes, creating a mastermind. This is the word. What an amazing word. Creating a mastermind is very important in order to succeed in each and every part of life. And Sri Raksha has joined. Ushi Pops, that is Dr. Usha is telling amazing story. Jitamanya has joined. Hi Jitamanya, I hope you're doing great. Thank you for joining live with us. Going forward, we'll go. And I think Ranga has joined us. Ranga is one of my very good friend. Hi Ranga, I hope you're doing great. So, Shruti, hi Shruti, I hope you're doing great. Going forward towards the biohacking, how did you start all this, Joe? How was the biohacking journey? Once again, I want to tell the viewers that biohacking is utilizing sources, utilizing resources, or utilizing technology in order to train your mind and body to be successful or to be healthy or to be performing at peak level. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's the art and science of peak performance and health and longevity. Anything that enhances you is biohacking. So there's many facets, and it's only been around for about 10 years. And it only came about because now we have the technology to look inside the body. But before we couldn't do this. Now we can look what's happening in your blood. For example, here, I have bulletproof coffee. And this has only come about because we have the technology. If I drink this coffee, we can see what's happening in my blood in real time. We can see what's happening in the brain. We can see what it's doing. And so we can now tune this coffee for peak performance or health or anything you want to do, right? You can change the different consistencies and everything and see what's happening. And that's biohacking in a nutshell, basically.
In a nutshell, that's biohacking. Amazing. Yeah. Great. So if we go ahead towards your journey towards biohacking, how was it? When did you start this? And what were your inspirations? As you have already told, and as everyone knows, I think biohacking is just a term, but India is doing it since long time. I think that's great.
Yeah, so a lot of the biohacks actually come from India and China that have been doing it for like thousands of years. But the only problem was that you couldn't measure them, like more than 10 years ago, like prayer, for example, meditation, you couldn't measure these things. But now we can, and we can go, look, this is what meditation is doing in the brain. This is what yoga is doing in the body. Like now we can see it. So that's biohacking. It's basically taking literally old technology and being able to prove that it works.
That's great. Good to hear. If we go ahead with biohacking with respect to diet, then what are the points you want to add wherein how can we biohack with respect to diet? I think Ayurveda is very nicely told about all these things. But if we go ahead with clean eating or good eating habits or maybe intermittent fasting or fasting, so what are the roles of all these in biohacking?
So basically, your body has mitochondria in every cell in the body. You've got the fuel cell, the batteries, and every cell is called mitochondria. And your job is to keep those healthy. Your job is to feed them properly. And also inflammation in the body, that's what causes diseases. So if any of those two things fail, it causes diseases, problems in the body. And basically, you want to keep those things going well. And one of those, like the simplest one, is to reduce inflammation. It's like sugar. Sugar causes inflammation. Bad fats cause inflammation. So if you eat bad food, it causes inflammation. So you want to reduce that. So this is where the clean eating comes in. And the other problem we have with the fasting thing, and this is why it's called intermittent fasting, is we eat too much food. Like for most of our evolutionary history, we didn't have much food. Your ancestors had like maybe one meal a day, one meal every other day. We didn't get that much food. But now we have food everywhere. And now we eat 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day. And so the body doesn't get a chance to rest, the digestive system. And so intermittent fasting is basically reducing the window of eating to as small as possible. So mine is 1 hour a day. But you start with a 6-hour window, and then you reduce to 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. And so if you just eat for 1 hour, now for the rest of the time, your body can be healing, reducing inflammation and all that kind of stuff. And that information only came about in the West in 2016. So it's called autophagy. And some Japanese researcher won like a Nobel Prize for it. Basically spent his whole life studying fasting, and you know, in terms of science. And so now we understand fasting, you know, from a science point of view. Even though it's been in Ayurveda and in India for thousands of years, we couldn't go, oh, this is what it's doing, or it's doing that, or have that effect. And intermittent fasting is tuning fasting so we can get the maximum impact, you know, in the Western world now. So, and we're really good at packaging things up, marketing.
Got it. So I think West is good at marketing and
Yes.
India is good at producing.
Yeah, so this is the problem. The problem is that in India has the technology, they just don't know how to market it because I think they've always had it. And the West is built on you know, the West is literally just built on war and profit. And so we're very physical in the West, which is why, you know, it looks so great. It's because physicality, we know how to do that. The East is very good at the spiritual, the mental. But that stuff you can't see, you know, so, and we know how to package things up marketing-wise. So we can take a rock, put, you know, gold foil around it and go, look, there's gold. But in the West, that's all it is. When you look deep into it, it's just a rock, right? There's no substance there. And the Indians, and I come across young Indians, by the way, who are completely oblivious. These are professional Indians from India who have, you know, like, who have PhDs, degrees, all kinds of stuff. And you say to them, oh, yeah, meditation, yoga, and they go, oh, that's fake stuff. Like, okay. But yeah, India's lost, is losing it. So, yeah.
So I think we should start marketing.
Yeah, you just need to know how to market yoga and meditation in a way, you know, that is appealing to, you know, the glitter, you know, it's appealing to people. And Sadhguru is amazing at that. I don't know if you know Sadhguru. He's like, he is off the charts as far as I'm concerned. And Vipassana.
Vipassana, right.
Vipassana, yeah. And Vipassana is in every city in India. I went to India to study Vipassana. And the effects of it are just so big that it's like, it's hard to comprehend. You know, so now I do Vipassana every year. I do 10 days of Vipassana every single year. And it's like, it's nothing. It's like nothing you've ever experienced. So, yeah.
So here I would like to mention a quote. I think many of them know it. It's not my quote. It's been derived from somewhere. It tells that the best known will always beat the best. So you may be the best, but if you are not known, then you will beat the one who is best. So
yes.
I think the best known will always beat the best.
Yes.
So it's very important that you are known, you are best also, and you should be known also.
Which is why Microsoft beat Apple. Even though Apple had the better product, Microsoft had the better marketing.
Because people know more about it.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Great. So if at all we go ahead with these kinds of fasting, then I think 2 years ago when I met you in London, you were eating just some mustard sauce or something, which I remember. We had been to some, I think, Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
So, somewhere there.
So that's keto. So I think what you're doing, keto, yeah. So ketogenic diet. I am keto. So this drink it's probably got, I don't know, about 800 calories in fat. So this is bulletproof coffee. So it's got a lot of butter in it, good quality butter. Everything is quality. It doesn't matter what you eat or drink, the quality is important. Like if it's vegetables, for example, and they've been sprayed with chemicals and they're in a shitty soil, pesticides and all that, and you eat those vegetables, it's going to make you ill, right? Because you're going to take those chemicals in. And it's the same with an animal. If you eat an animal that's been is ill, it's been pumped full of antibiotics, all kinds of toxins. It's been given crappy food, and it's ill and it's sick, and then they kill it, and then you eat that, you're going to get its sickness. You know, so it's the quality. The quality is so important, and Ayurveda is all about quality. It's about making sure you have the right. Yeah, exactly. And you know, Panchakarma is amazing. I did that a few years ago, And one of the things in Panchakarma is where you eat ghee for 7 days, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they've actually looked in the lab what happens to your body when you just eat fat. When you just give your body fat and nothing else, the cells reconfigure, and they follows different pathways. So it's literally turning on different genes in the cells when you just eat fat by itself.
Oh, so I think whatever we practice panchakarma, it is it is a form of keto diet itself, because we put them on lots of fats, like most of it, 95% would be fats itself once we start it. So it's a form of keto diet itself, and that's great. So if we go ahead with sleep in the biohacking, then I would like to ask you about the environment, or the right environment. How should it be, the sleeping room, or maybe the atmosphere, the environment?
So you're naturally, again, so if you go back naturally, the tens of thousands of years, millions of years, the sun starts going down, and as the sun goes down, it produces more and more red light, and less blue light. And so our brains are designed that if there's more and more red light and less blue light, it's time to sleep. And so, but the problem with the Western world now is we have artificial light, so we don't have that. And so there's something called red light therapy, which operates at 660 megahertz and 850 megahertz. And those two frequencies activate the brain to go, it's time to sleep. They start producing more melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone, for sleep. So what you're supposed to do is put it on like 2 or 3 hours before you go to sleep, and that gets your brain and body ready for sleep. And red light also charges your body up as well. The mitochondria in your cells, they absorb red lights and use that as food, basically.
Right. And then if you are very busy with the digital gadgets, I think that red light will reduce and blue light will increase.
Yes, yeah. So you can have a blue light filter on your laptop and in your phone, which takes out the blue light, and you're just left with the other lights, and that helps you. That helps you shut down. And then the other one is, it's very important, is to have it completely dark. So if you can't have it completely dark, like I do here, for example, I don't have any curtains. So I use like an eye mask
Got it.
to completely, like the one they give you on the plane.
Yeah, got it.
I use one of those, and you put that on, and it shuts out the light, and then you can use that to sleep, because it needs to be dark, ideally completely dark.
That's great. How about avoiding blue light, like digital detoxification? How are the things you are doing it there, or how are you performing it there in London? So
the digital, unfortunately, like Facebook, social media, it's all designed to get you addicted because you get these likes, there's a ping, all these are giving you, it's like a monkey. We're being given like little peanuts, So what you have to do, no, it literally is, because we are, at the end of the day, monkeys, right? And so every time you get a like, every time you get a ping on your phone, it's the same as you giving a monkey like a peanut. And so what I do, and addiction to social media, it's like that. It happens like that. So what I do, for example, on my phone, most of the time, my data is switched off. All my notifications are switched off. As soon as I turn everything off. So I go online, I turn my data on, and I go on when I want to go on, when it's time for me to go on, check what I need to check, and then I switch it all off. And it's all one click for me now. I switch everything off. So 80% of the time, my phone is offline. And in the morning, the first 2 or 3 hours in the morning, I don't go online. I'm completely offline. So I have like a morning routine where I do meditation. So for example, this morning I did 20 minutes of meditation. I try to do like 2 hours of yoga, and then I do the Tony Robbins priming. And this is all to get my, do everything I need to do to get my body and mind in the right frame. Like you were saying about creating the right atmosphere. It's about creating, and so then at 10 o'clock or whatever, you can go online and check whatever you need to. But I mean, social media is great. All this stuff online is awesome. But if you're in charge of it, then it's great. If it's in charge of you, then it's a bad thing. Yeah. So it's basically, and it's just being aware. It's just being conscious. That's all it is.
So I think this is a good message to all the viewers, wherein we have to be the owner of social media, not the social media has to be owner of us. It shouldn't own us.
And because we're monkeys, it's quite easy for it to take over us.
Peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts. But that's all it is, right?
Great. All right. When it comes to biohacking with respect to exercise or breathology, which we are talking about, or the breathing techniques, pranayama, which is originated in India. So, or any other forms of exercise, how are they playing an important role in biohacking?
So, biohack is all about efficiency. And so one of the things they've found in the universities when it comes to exercise is intense exercise, which is called HIIT, HIIT, I think it's called. Basically, it's high intensity, yeah. So basically, you want to go crazy for 20 seconds, quick rest, go crazy again, or if you're running, you run really fast, then run slowly, and then run really fast. So as long as you want to hit your maximum as fast as possible, peak performance, yeah. And if you're weight training, you want to do really heavy for short periods. And it's all about, because for your body, for exercise to have an effect, you've got to go beyond what's comfortable. If you're good at running at 5 miles an hour or something, and you run 5 miles an hour for an hour, it's not really exercise, it's movement, right? Because you're not really going beyond what the body's capable of. So you have to go beyond. And, if you're lifting weights, you have to lift heavier weights if you want to grow. And so there's two things. There's movement, like dance, walking, whatever. And then there's exercise. Exercise is where you raise your heart rate to its maximum. You push your body and your muscles beyond where they have to grow. So that's exercise. And you want to do it short bursts because your body also needs rest. So if you just, go on.
It's all about coming out of your comfort zone.
Yes. For the brain and for the body. Yeah.
Body, right? So mentally and physically, you have to come out of your comfort zone.